Hey, Phil. Okay, so let's have a look at what's happening today. Not a lot across the board. You're wondering what that noise in the background, it's the rumba. We'll switch that off. Drive it on. Switch that back on when later. Hey, Flipjug, Steve. Nice one, Kinga. I didn't do a power hour. I was actually out until I got back into the house with about 15 minutes of power hour to go. Flipjug. So I actually got caught out and was unable to get back in time to do a power hour stream. But I did trade Nvidia. I swung Nvidia for 1,000 shares last night, and well, actually, I got in Nvidia. I traded Nvidia after hours with the earnings, and I managed to make about $7,000 on that. But then I held 1,000 shares and swung it overnight, and I just got out this morning about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, or whatever. So that was pretty much a scratch overnight trade. No, I didn't end up green yesterday. I was $9,000 down yesterday, so it was a red day. 9,000 in the grand scheme of things. Yesterday was where I finished. So I 9,000, yeah, 9,000 in the red. It's better than 20k. I mean, I was a little over 20k at one stage, but that's all down. The 15,000 loss on Zim that was the first trade of the day, and it set me up for the loss all across the course of the day. So we lost 3,500 on XGN, and we made INM came good later in the day. We made 2,500 on INM and $7,000 on Nvidia. And then we just got out for a scratch on the overnight trade from Nvidia. So we've got a 9k drawdown to recover, and that's been the story of November. It seems like I've been constantly in drawdown and recovering from it, and just as I start to get a bit of momentum behind me, a bit of a fair wind behind me, and then I have another drawdown. So I just need to. Yeah, Dave. Well, I don't know about you. Did you close your position this morning? I certainly did. I didn't. I wasn't feeling it. It's actually selling off hard now. Funnily enough, we're talking about it now, and it's starting to sell off hard. So yeah. You're still in. Good for you, buddy. It's really pulling back now. Hey, Luke. Gross profits, Luke, yes. Net profits have still a way to go, and it's the net goal that's important. So we're a little bit behind to get there, but we're still having a good year. We've still made more money this year than we did last. So what's my hot stock for today? There isn't one just yet. Quite frankly, we're lacking. We're lacking volume again. We've got Bath and Body Works has made a bit of a move, but apart from that, there's not a lot else worth writing home about. Ooh, that came out from out of nowhere. Yeah, if I go back and if I again zoom out, And I would say my initial investment to start off with was probably all the money I lost to start off with, plus what I ended up putting in to make money I've got. Not bloody, but not bad going. About 50k to, well, just under 50,000 to make 2 million in 2 years. I'd say that's pretty good going. Yeah, King. So yes, yesterday it was very choppy and sideways. Was the S&P 500? I did hold overnight there, Matt. I held in video overnight and just got out this morning for a scratch. So less than -10, so 10 bucks. To the downside, but I tried to time it right. It went green just as at the bottom of the hour, and I thought, okay, I'll hold this, and then it started to reverse. So I got out, tried to time it, and I lost 10 bucks. But hey, look, only 10 bucks. Bath and Body Works is the seems to be the one that's moving, but no volume on it. Macey's, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Macey's. It's not really got the volatility. It moved up on earnings, but it's below the VWAP. There's nothing jumping out right now that says this is the stock to be trading. And that's moving up. It's a small cap ETF, follows the Russell the Russell 2000, so a bit like the IWM, but. So this is moving up, but it's an ETF. I don't trade ETFs. I tend to try not to trade ETFs. That seems to be all that's moving at the moment is ETFs, sorry. Spang. Alibaba had earnings today, didn't really do anything. So Alibaba, sideways choppy on earnings, bit like Nvidia last night. Yeah, Ardelyx, not enough volume. That's well, it has volume, but it's below the 4 that's and it's seems to have had its move. It's pulling back from the highs. So this moved up to kind of 244 at the height. It's pulling back now. It's down at 177, so it's under $2. So I'm not going to be trading this, but you know, you do you, boo boo. Well, wait, I mean, I was expecting maybe a couple of news catalysts to drop at the top of the hour, get a bit of volume and volatility into the market. No. I don't trade. I'm not trading options, Sammy. Well, I do trade options, but I trade. I make money day trading rather than options trading. I think the most I've put into a position in terms of equity is probably about $500,000 in terms of the equity position, a little over $500,000 equity position. But I'm not risking $500,000. That's the key there. I might be, if I put something like a $500,000 worth of equity position, because I've got leverage, so if I'm putting $500,000 worth of equity position in there, I might only be looking for a 1% gain on that. I might be looking for a 5 or even a 0.5% gain, and looking for like a half, a 5k or a 2k move or whatever. Yeah, it seems like another nothing day. We've got the jobless claims coming out at the bottom of the hour, so maybe that will introduce a little bit of volatility. I mean, RDEX just hasn't held up, and this has been the story of November. We've had some good gappers with good momentum, good catalyst, move pre-market before even I'm allowed to trade them. So kind of between 4 and 7 a.m. and then don't sustain. There's no follow through. That's been the story of a lot of these gappers. The volume's not been great on a lot of them as well. So just bear in mind that not every day is going to be bullish. The S&P 500 selling off right now, and I'm expecting a reaction to the last week we had the jobless numbers and the CPI data dropped at the same time. So hopefully we'll see. We had some really bullish momentum on the back of it. Now the jobless numbers usually come out every other week anyway, so or every week. So we'll see if there's any change this week and if it affects the markets or not. I can't say it's going to be affecting the market too much, but hey, look, what do I know? I'm just a fat bloke on the internet. Oh, by the way, merch store available. Hoodies, t-shirts, sweatshirts, even coffee cups. I've ordered mine. I should have it by the end of the month. Fat bloke on the internet. Get green, stay green. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. All of these catchphrases on a hoodie or a coffee cup. You can just check out the link tree. I like this playlist. It's kind of nondescript, but it's a bit more upbeat than what I have been playing. So happy days. Remember, you're paying for dog treats with likes. Miyako even makes an appearance on the merch as well. So get over there and check out that store. We'll see what happens when we get I'm not seeing any other big news catalyst today that's going to really move the needle, other than the jobless, which is why I'm saying I'm hoping that we'll get some news at the bottom of this hour. We didn't get anything at the top. Look, I smell food. So Jeremy Hunt has been talking about the November budget and what he plans to do or not do in the UK. Now, when I think of Jeremy Hunt, I always think of Cockney rhyming slang, and I know I'm not far wrong with that. So you know, if you don't know what Cockney rhyming slang is, Google is your friend. And type in Jeremy Hunt Cockney rhyming slang. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about and why. I think crypto is a little bit sus to try and be getting in and adding to positions or whatever. I'm just going to let my position sit. I'm not so far underwater with crypto that I have to be worried about losing everything. And the coins that I've got, and it's the reason why I'm holding those coins as well, is because I think the relatively safe investments, I say relatively, they have lost the huge amounts of their value over the course of the last 12 months. But they are relatively safe investments, and I think in the long term they will come back, they will bounce back. So to put this into context, I'm holding Bitcoin, and my average cost of Bitcoin is just over 29,000. Bitcoin right now is 16,400. So I'm almost 50% underwater with Bitcoin, but I'm not worried about that. I'm not in it for a day trade. I mean those four coins that I'm in, which is Bitcoin, it's Cardano, Ethereum, and XRP, and yeah, I'm not in Bitcoin for a what's going on with FTT? Has that been delisted? FTX? I'm just having a look at oh, it's not. It's okay. was $1.55. That's dropped. It's still on the exchange, but it's $1.55. I'm not in those Bitcoin holdings for any other reason than long-term gains. So I can sit and wait that out. I'm not going to be adding more to it until I see that I get some evidence that there is a return to kind of bullish momentum. Otherwise, I think I could be, you know, just adding more losses. So I'd rather wait till there's a return to some bullish momentum and then get back in then. So that's just me. Oh, you've been and had a look. Have you, Super Chip? Fill your boots just in time for Christmas. I'll be modelling it probably next week or the week after, whenever it arrives. I've got myself just bought myself a nice hoodie, a coffee cup, wine cooler as well. I've just spent a fortune in my own merch shop. Got a nice little mouse mat on my way with the dog's face on it as well. So that's I'm kind of happy with that. I've not had a mouse mat for years. I just never bother with a mouse mat. I just usually have the desk, and that's good enough for me. I've just got a mouse mat with the dog's face on it, so why not? Snoring pooch. Does anybody want me to take a look at something today? Is there any tickers that you're looking at? What are you watching? What are you open? Is there anything that you're trading? I know Dave's still in. So myself and Dave and Alistair, we were all chatting in the day trade with Tony Discord last night after hours, whilst the Nvidia earnings were going on. And it got quite volatile. It was kind of neutral results, but it got quite volatile. There was big swings, both up and down. I managed to make a little bit of profit on that, and I think that's the key when you're trading earnings. I've got to say, it's very dangerous to actually trade earnings, because it's more akin to gambling. But I'll put that out there. You never know what the stock's going to do based on the earnings. The earnings could be good earnings and the stock sells off, or they could be bad earnings and the stock rallies. You never know. You never quite know. But what you can pretty much guarantee is you're going to have some volatility. So if you're going to trade earnings, what you need to be doing is looking to trade the volatility. You can take a position when it dips. If you're taking a short position and it dips, you take profits quick, and when it rallies, you take profits quick. The thing is about being quick on the buttons, and that's why you have hotkeys. That's why you need hotkeys for it. So managed to make some money back yesterday on Nvidia, but we were all having a chat about it. South Dave and Alistair were having a chat after hours about Nvidia, and we all, well, I know I held the position. Dave held the position overnight for Nvidia. I think it's going to go loss. I cut mine at pretty much break even this morning. It actually moved up overnight, but then pulled back. So I cut mine at break even. So Dave, I think you might be worthwhile taking some profits now if you've got it, because I don't think it's going to go much lower than kind of 156 by the looks of that. Could be wrong. We'll see what happens. The jobless claims come out in 8 minutes. So if that impacts the market, Nvidia, on the grand scheme of things, Nvidia is one of those stocks that tends to follow the wider market. So the S&P500, the SPY or whatever it is currently down. But it's also got the jobless numbers, and if the jobless numbers affect it negatively, so if we get higher than expected jobless numbers, then the markets will sell off. If we get lower than expected good is bad, bad is good. That's what it is. So if we get less people unemployed, the market will sell off. If we get more people unemployed, so there's less people working, the market will rally. So that's right. Bad is good and good is bad. So if you're thinking about more people being unemployed, the market will react positively to that. It's strange. It's kind of an inverse reaction to it. Joy. What's happened with this one, Super? It's down $2. There's no volume, so I won't be trading it. It needs volume. Decent volatility, but it's just down $2. So why is it down? You're saying it's for a short. What's the news on that? Save me looking it up. You tell me. Yeah, I think you would like it at 140. I don't think it's going to go down that far though, Dave. Not unless there's some catalyst that drives it down that far. You might be lucky to get it 150, but certainly not 140. I mean, Nvidia is what we're talking about. Nvidia. So if we look at this on the 15, I was able to, because I went in short, expecting it to pop up. When I expected it to pop up to 162, when it didn't, I then took the short position. I took some profits down here before it then moved back up. And when it moved back up, as it started to pull back, I re-entered for the break of the VWAP here, and then I held that overnight. So this is down at 157. It went down yesterday on the earnings. It went down to 153. I can't see it going to 140 there, Dave. Not unless we have a catastrophic day on the markets in terms of a lot of blood red. Got 5 minutes till the jobless claims come out though, so that might be a catalyst, good or bad. Give us a bit of volatility. Mullen Motors, Mullen Autos making highs. I say making highs, it was at 40 odd cents there last week, and it's now at 29 cents. So I always get asked about Mullen. I hate this stock. It's just it might be a decent stock if they had a reverse stock split. They combined a lot of the shares. It's just too big a float at such a low price. For me, it's a no-go. But 29 cents a share right now. Like I say, it was up at like 40 cents a share just not too long ago. Last week, I think it was. Might be the week before. But this is it does move up. This is a popular stock with a lot of social media channels because it's cheap, because it does have a huge following, but because it's got such a huge float, the needle never moves that much. It promises to do much but never delivers. That's the problem with Mullen Autos for me. What time does the market open UK time? 2:30 AC. So we've got an hour. So let's look at the markets and see what happens. So Alibaba had earnings. I think I mentioned that. Let's have a look at AMD. That's down with the market. Kind of looking at AMD. I'm going to watch the market on the jobless claims to see if there's a chance to take a quick scalp on it. Good or bad? Yeah, but there's nobody trading it there, Super Chip. So, and it's tips for beginner traders. Yes. Don't do it. It's probably the best tip. If you're thinking about day trading, be very careful. It's not as easy as a lot of people make it out to be. The likelihood is if you try and start trading, you're going to lose money. Just first and foremost, bear that in mind, that you're going to lose money, and don't put more money in than you can afford to lose. If you check the links in the description to this live there, AC, there's a course there for beginner traders that you can check out. It's my course. I teach people, so by all means go check that out. The first lecture on that course is already listed on YouTube for free, so you can watch that. And if you like it, you can join the Day Trade with Tony community. It's called Introduction to Trading, and or an Introduction to Day Trading. So go check that out. It's a good place to start. After that, download yourself a copy of TradingView. It's a charting platform. You can use it for free. And don't try to trade on your mobile phone. There's one good tip. That's a really good tip. Do not try to trade on a mobile phone or tablet, on a mobile device. If you want to trade, you get yourself a laptop. It doesn't have to be Windows preferably, but it doesn't have to be Windows. You can be on a MacBook or whatever, but it has to be a laptop or a PC or something that you can actually sit at your desk with more than just one monitor, because you're going to need more than one monitor. And you're going to be able to have hotkeys, and you can't do that on your phone either. So if you've not got a PC or a laptop, then get one before you start trading. That's what I would say. That's my tips. Get the right tools for the job, get the right information for the job. Stick around on this channel. Happy to hopefully you'll be able to learn a few things from me, how not to do things, or maybe how to do things. Because yesterday I had an absolute nightmare from the very first trade. Went in aggressively big size and chasing momentum at the bell, and it went against me and lost $15,000. That was my first trade. Lost a bit more later, managed to claw it back, and I got back to $9,000 in the hole, so we're still red on the day. But that's a lot of money to be losing. So just be careful. Trading is risky. It's a very risky profession. So why is the SPY selling off? Well, we're just about to get jobless claims coming. They're dropping as I'm speaking right now. So SPY's actually moving up slightly on these jobless numbers. So 222,000 versus 225 estimate. That's the initial jobless. Continuing jobless is 1.507 million versus the 1.5 million. So slightly higher. So that's good for the market. So the more people that don't have a job, the better it is for the market, for some strange reason. But we're not getting a huge pop on that. So this is the SPY. SPY's just selling off. It's just having a bearish day. It's not having any particular big swings. It's just a bearish momentum at the moment. I mean, there's I suppose the argument is that we've got poor retail earnings, which is driving things down. So Alibaba's came in with bad results. Macey's didn't have too bad, but we get like Kohl's, Walmart. All of these have come out this week, and they've not been great earnings. So retail earnings have driven the market sentiment down a little bit, I guess. Yeah, that's I'm just kind of having a look, see if there's anything, any macroeconomic catalyst that would drive it. So I think it's just sector weakness, retail sector weakness, and overall market sentiment. That's why it's that's why the market's selling off. And I wouldn't say it's selling off hard, but it's downwards trending at the moment. So Nvidia still pulling back there, Dave. So hopefully it'll go to zero for you. You keep hold of that those Nvidia shorts, and hopefully it'll go to zero. Hopefully, I hope it bloody doesn't go to zero. I've just realised I've got Nvidia in my portfolio. What am I talking about? I hope it goes to 140 before bouncing back hard. Let's have the compromise. Remember, guys, if you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. Really helps me out. Morning, Jim. let's have a look at let's put the losers and the gainers in there, because I'm looking for bullish momentum, but I want to see if there's any momentum in any particular direction over the last while. So Tanea, that's below my. So no, there's no momentum anywhere, up or down right now. Oh, hang on a minute. Alice said just popped up, very low volume, but I just thought that was quite a big move. It's like 30-cent move. Just thought about 25-cent move. Yeah, it's actually not Cytomex Therapeutics. It's actually got decent bullish momentum, so it's a good call there, J-Spec. There are a couple of IPOs today, as it happens, and there was one earlier in the week that didn't really. It looked like it might do something, but it just didn't. So let's have a quick look at the IPOs today. We've got 17th. We've got Adams One Corp. So JEWL. So this hasn't started trading yet. Probably won't. There's a couple of IPOs tomorrow. SCR. So Acrivon Therapeutics was an IPO on Tuesday, I'm thinking it was. Yeah, Tuesday. So Acrivon Therapeutics an IPO on Tuesday. It moved up to $20.50, I think it was at one stage, but it's not doing anything. There's nobody trading it, no volume, and that's half the problem. You want at least a bit of decent volume. So 220,000 shares traded yesterday, and it went up to $20.50. So I'm not a big fan of trading IPOs on the first day unless it's got a lot of publicity and there's a lot of interest, which could then create the volatility. Yes, I'm not a big fan of trading IPOs on the first day, because they don't tend to. They usually just kind of look for their FMV and then start to kind of plateau when they find it, and then after that we start looking for catalysts that make it move. But my goodness. That's snoring. I hope you guys can hear that, because that's not me. Although yesterday I think it might well have been me. So boring pre-market yesterday. Hey, what can I say? The snoring Chocho. I mean. That's living your life, isn't it? That's living the best life. It really is. When all you can do is sleep. I mean, I don't know if anyone was on whether it was on the what time it was yesterday. She started barking whilst in her sleep, and then she woke herself up and then looked at me like I was the one barking at her. I'm like, strange dog. So Ardelyx is about to test $2 again, still under the VWAP, but it's now testing $2 again. So this is one of the top movers on the day as well. Bath and Body Works moved up on earnings 15-20%. So one thing I'm looking for is stocks that have moved a certain level and are showing a certain momentum in terms of continuation. So that if I'm going to be bullish, if I'm looking for long positions, I want a stock that's moved up a certain level and is still above the VWAP. Right now, Ardelyx isn't above the VWAP, and it's not showing that strength in terms of bullish momentum for me to take a long position. It's lower than I like to trade anyway, but I want to see stocks that have that sustain momentum, and it's just, we've just been finding it very difficult to find those stocks of like. So what I have been doing is taking positions on stocks that just have momentum and it's not sustaining, and then I've been holding it a bit too long, and I think it's a scalper's market at the moment. You get the moves quick in, quick out, and don't look for this for the continuation. Well, we can give her a treat for the Choto when we get to 3,000 likes on the old TikTok, or 30 likes on the tube. So if how many people we got there watching on YouTube? So if we get 25 thumbs up on YouTube, that means everybody presses the thumbs up button. Then we'll give her a treat. Or failing that, 3,000 likes on the old TikTok. So get hitting the like button, guys. Smash that thumbs up. Well, Hockey, you're not the only. Well, I don't snore. Well, I'd say that I don't snore. I mean, I've had countless girlfriends in the past that, or partners in the past, I think is the correct terminology. Countless partners in the past that have punched me while I've been sleeping, because they say, and it's only their word for it, there's no proof, they say I was snoring like a pig. So as long as they've not recorded it, it didn't happen, and that's what I'm sticking to it. Like, it was your imagination, you dreamt it, go back to sleep. Yeah, the short queues are so if you look at, this is the queues, so this is representative of the tech stocks, the NASDAQ, but if you put an S in front of the queues, it's basically, it's the inverse, it's an ETF that's inverse of that, so it's the short queues. So you can actually go long, you can go short by going long. So if you've got a broker that doesn't allow you to short the market or short the queues, then you can just put the S in front of it and short the short queues. So you're going long on it, even though this is exactly the same stock, it's just going short on it instead. So and if you put the TQs, which is exactly the same as the Qs, again tracking the NASDAQ or the market, this is triple the momentum. So it's a lower price, but it will move 3 times as much percentage-wise as what the market does. So this is actually not about the ultra pro shares from pro shares. It's an ETF. It's not a bad one to track the market with, because you're getting additional leverage on it in your portfolio if you wanted to make bigger gains. Just putting that out there. Not financial advice, of course. I'm not a financial advisor. Well, guys, it's looking very much like a tranquil and boring pre-market. Let's have a look at Indy. It's got quite a lot of volume, but just no. Macey's moving back up again. Macey's had earnings, it's back above the VWAP. What can we do with Macey's? Not a lot. All quiet, Alistair. All quiet. All quiet on the stock market front. Did you hold overnight last night, Alistair? Did you hold Nvidia overnight like myself and Dave? And if you did, did you manage to get out of it, or are you still in it? I think, rather than that snoring being a sign from the gods to give her a treat because she's obviously she's snoring, she's asleep, so she doesn't need a treat. I think that snoring is a sign from the gods for me to go and put the kettle on. I'll be back in a couple of seconds. Oh, that's what I need to do. Nice, nice. So you got it 57.50. Okay, that's good. Yeah, 8:10 market time. I kind of got that one, Alistair. But Uncle Jack. So this is a day trading channel. We trade stocks and shares, equities. We're not a crypto or forex channel. If you're looking for crypto or forex, then you're welcome to stay around, but you'll not see us trading it. We'll talk crypto. We'll have a conversation about crypto. No problem. I'll take a look at if there's a coin or token you want me to take a look at. I can do that. But I don't trade. I stay away from forex because, quite frankly, I believe forex is a mug's game, and the statistics prove would back me up on that one. But yeah, we're currently. This is Macey's. So Macey's, the retail chain, had dropped earnings today and moved up. So currently, Macey's is 7% up on the day from yesterday's closing price. It's just rocking sideways. It's not doing anything. You just want to give it a prod with a stick, and the rest of the market the same. Yeah, we're just waiting for some action. The market doesn't officially open until 2:30 in the UK or Ireland. It doesn't officially open till 9:30 a.m. In the US, East Coast, that is New York time. So we're just waiting pre-market. Now, normally, most of this year, there's been stocks moving that have been worth trading pre-market. But right now, there's just nothing. We're looking for something that's got a bit of momentum in there. There's enough people trading it to make it reliable, and right now there isn't anything. So we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, well, I got it pretty much a break even, Alistair. I was gonna cut it, and then it started to pull down, and it went green. I thought, okay, I'll hold it. And then it started to move back up again, so I cut it for scratch, and I thought, okay, it's cost me nothing. I made money last night after hours, so. There's my cup of tea. I'll hopefully have my day trade with Tony coffee mug shortly. I won't be drinking out of a panda mug anymore. Yeah, well, there you go, Uncle Jack. So, Forex, because the movements are unpredictable, and you're not looking for specific catalysts. Yes, you can look at technical trading with Forex, and that tends to be how you should be trading Forex is technical, but the movements are so microscopic that you've got to take huge leverage. Either have a humongous account and take some leverage, or just take huge leverage. And with that means that you're taking a lot bigger risks. And that's why 95% of people that trade Forex, 95% of retail traders are never profitable with Forex. You get all these people going on there saying, oh, I'm trading Forex, I can teach you to trade Forex, I'm a profitable Forex, but they'll never show their actual trading. They'll never actually show their, they'll not do it live. They might show some recordings, but they'll never actually do it live because more often than not, they're not making money. Most of them aren't. So we're trading equities there, GTA world, stocks and shares, the stock market. So what I don't trade commodities, futures, Forex or crypto. Well, I say I don't trade it. This channel is equities. It's not futures. It's not Forex. We'll talk about the futures, obviously, because that's the markets. It's the indices. We'll talk about crypto, but we don't actually day trade either of those. Commodities either. And I don't trade ETFs either. Personally, I'm not saying you shouldn't trade ETFs because some of them can be quite volatile, but personally I don't. So because it's a derivative. So really I want to be getting the stocks that are making up those ETFs, causing it to move. So that's me anyway. What's the deal with Nvidia? Well, Nvidia was very neutral after earnings yesterday, Kushik. I traded Nvidia last night profitably and then held it for a swing overnight because I thought it was going to sell off based on the outlook. And the microchip semiconductor outlook at the moment for the next couple of quarters isn't great. So I thought Nvidia might sell off overnight, but it didn't. It just kind of traded sideways. So I ended up with a scratch trade overnight. It closed up this morning. And Nvidia's still just, it's pulling back a little bit, but it's very sideways overall. If you look at where we're at, it tapped this level at 159 twice before moving up on earnings, and then it moved up overnight and came back down again. So 156 right now. It could sell off. I'm bearish on the market. But Nvidia tends to follow the market. It tends to trade with the market. I think the market's having a sell-off day today by the looks of it. And if it continues to sell off, Nvidia will continue to sell off. The market could rebound and become more bullish and get back green on the day. It's red at the moment. So and without a catalyst, I can't see that happening. But with a catalyst, it could turn around very, very quickly. So let's see what happens. But I would say Nvidia's probably likely to continue selling off if the market continues selling off. Uncle Jack, yes, the 1 minute chart alone is risky. So I right now I've got five time frames that, because you're watching on if you went on to, for example, if you went onto my YouTube channel, you'll see that I'm watching. You'll see me any given time I'm trading. I've got at least 2 time frames. So on the YouTube channel, you'll see me trading 1 and 5 minutes. Also next to it that you don't see is I've got a 2 minute. I've also got the hourly and daily time frames as well, which is I'm looking for key support and resistance levels on the hourly and daily. I'm not really trading those because I'm looking for intraday trades, and of course those are higher time frames. But it does give me a good indication of key support and resistance levels. I trade the 1 minute chart because I'm looking for micro entries, and I look for confirmation setups on the 2 and 5 minute chart. So I would advise anybody that looks at trading that don't just trade a single chart at one time frame, because you're not getting the full picture. Because if you're looking at the wider time frames, then you might see a time frame like this where it's downwards trending and it's below the VWAP on the 1 minute. Yet you could be just getting the back end of an upwards move on the 15 minute, for example, where it's still very bullish. You've had a big move up and it's just consolidating. So you need to bear that in mind. The higher the time frame, the more reliable the pattern. So if you're going to be trading against the longer trend, you've got to be very careful of any kinds of reversals or fake outs. The trend is your friend. So if you want to be trading with the trend where possible. Well, I've got, like I say, what I look for the micro entries and the signals on the 1 minute. So I'll get reversal signals, whether it's going, whether it's selling off or whether it's rallying. I'll get reversal indicators that signal that there is going to be a change in sentiment. Based on the price action, based on the technical patterns, based on the candlesticks, I can do that on the 1 minute, and then I'll look for confirmation on the higher time frames. But the 1 minute just gives me the ability to say, okay, that's where I'm going to get in, and I've got a better entry position. So that's why I use the 1 minute, and it's just more interesting from a streaming perspective. It's a lot more volatile on the 1 minute than it is on the higher time frames. A bit of both on that, Uncle Jack. From intraday trading, fundamentals aren't as relevant. So I look for fundamentals such as what is the catalyst that's causing a particular move. I look for fundamentals in terms of float size. I look for fundamentals in terms of the health of a company is irrelevant for me intraday, because I'm not actually looking to invest in the stock. I'm just buying it and selling it intraday across the momentum. So fundamentals are less relevant. However, that being said, fundamental catalysts will always trump a technical pattern. So if we get somebody, let's say Elon Musk comes and decides that he wants to buy what we got here, Macy's. So Macy's here. Elon Musk decides he's going to take a huge stake in Macy's. That's a fundamental catalyst, because you get an activist investor that's coming in buying a huge stake, and that in itself will cause price action and bullish price action in the likelihood for Macy's to move up. So whether you might have a head and shoulders pattern, which is usually a very reliable bearish pattern to signal a sell-off. But if at the top of that head and shoulders pattern news drops that Elon Musk is taking a stake in Macy's, then of course what you don't want to be doing is trying to trade the technicals when there's a more powerful fundamental catalyst that which will counteract that. Fundamentals will beat your technicals every day, but in the absence of a fundamental catalyst to drive the price action, you look at the technicals, and you want momentum, you want bullish action, you want the volume to come in to support those technicals. So primarily, I'll be looking for a fundamental catalyst that causes the trend and causes the movement, but then I'll look for technical. I'll trade on the technicals for entries and exits. I'm a pattern day trader, literally and figuratively a pattern day trader. So I look for pattern breakouts, momentum trading, pattern breakouts, etc. Absolutely, Lexter. Well, that actually isn't today's trade. I took I swung in video overnight, so that's why I'm the whopping $10 down right now. So yeah, I swung in video overnight. I could probably take a short position on Nvidia and make that back in no time, but I'm not. There's too much equity in that position. And I'd rather look for somewhere that there's a bit of momentum. Mullen Automotive is breaking highs at over 30 cents now. For those of you that like Mullen, come on, give me something to trade. Just nothing at all. I'm looking at the real-time scanners, and we're like 2%. Moves, which can be reversed in an instant, and that's on like 24,000 shares, so it's not even any volume there. So right now, hey Robert, hey Tester, I've not seen you for a couple of days. You okay? Right. No, it's To be fair, I've not traded a bear market in holiday season before, JSpec, so I couldn't tell you that. This is essentially my first bear market, and it's been a bear market all year, as we all know. And coming into the holiday season, so we've got Thanksgiving next week. So just reminder, guys, the end of next week, Thursday, the markets are closed, and Friday, Black Friday, it's a half day. So just bear that in mind next week, that we don't have as much time in November to make money. But hey, look, well, we've got to make money somehow, Tester. And some of us aren't making it trading, so some of us are, but some of us aren't. Not yesterday, at least. I've got a hole to fill from yesterday, so hopefully we'll be able to find something good to trade. A nice parabolic mover. We can get in big and maximize the profitability of it. An Euroclean would be great right now. A good mover up like Euroclean, move like $5-6 on the day. Clean, crisp moves, get in with decent size, 10, 20, 25,000 shares or something, ride it all the way up, get a nice $50,000 day. That would be nice. What happened to those days? I long for those days again. Well, I'm looking at this. If you can see the scanners there, JSpec, the red. If you're looking at the scanner, so let's look at the scanners here on the this is the gap scanner here. So the top mover is Cartesian, or whatever you want to call it, whatever flavor you're having today. Cartesian, it's 23% on the day. Now, this is, bearing in mind, these are only stocks above $2 because I've got the filters in there, but this is the biggest mover. The next one is a move downwards. I've got gainers and losers today. So we've only got 5 stocks that would meet my criteria for intraday trade. But then we move across to the volume, and there isn't any. There's just not enough volume to trade them. So right now, yes, you can say in a market that's selling off, do we want to be going short? It doesn't actually work that way. There still should be stocks that are counter trending and are long biased. We can look for stocks that are selling off, that have a catalyst as to why it's selling off. As long as it's got volume and it's got momentum to the downside and it's easy to borrow, then we can short the stocks. If it's not easy to borrow, I mean, that's a big thing as well. If it's not easy to borrow, how are we going to short it? If it's on the short sale restrictions list, how are we going to short? Let's have a look at Tenaya, for example, or Tanya. Tenaya. So there's nobody trading this right now. There's no volume. It pulled back last night, and it's been very sad. It's downwards trending, but it's very sideways, it's gradual down. But there's no volume. It's 247 right now, and this will probably end up on the short sales restriction list when the market opens, because it pulled back so much. Look at Alibaba. That's down slightly, probably not enough to put it on the restrictions list, but it is down slightly on earnings, but it's just sideways. If we're looking at this on a higher time frame, put it on the 15-minute time frame, the volatility here when it dropped the earnings, and then it's just sideways. So you potentially could have made some money on this volatility trading it. There's a $2 range there, just scalping it up and down, but that volatility has just dropped out, and that's Alibaba. It's a big. This is a high float stock, but a large float stock anyway. So Jumia had earnings today, very sideways and choppy. There's a lot just not doing anything, and that's half the problem. Alistair, I finished 9,000 down on the day, so I lost $9,000. So at the end of the day, I lost 9,000. It was actually, with charging and stuff, is a little over $10,000 in the grand scheme of things. But growth $9,000. My actual numbers were $9,000. Ian, you want me to look at Procter, yeah? Procter and Gamble. So Procter and Gamble, very sideways. There's nobody trading it at the moment. This is on the 15-minute chart. You can see it's got a bit of a range on it, about $2 over the last couple of days, but it's very sideways. Let's have a look at it on a lower time frame. You can see that there's just no volume. This is a 1 minute. There's no volume at the moment. 3,000 shares traded on P&G at the moment. It's down at 141 ish. There's a, what's that, 45-cent spread. So, but it's just there's nobody trading it right now. And Procter tends to follow the market in most cases as well. So that's P&G. It's held most of its gains since it's run up. I mean, if you look at this on the daily, it's actually quite bullish. So on the daily, it's continuing to move up. So up at 140s, that's actually not too bad at all. It's way off the lows of October, but then again, you can say the same thing about the overall market. If you look at the S&P 500, similar kind of time for the lows and the move back up. So Procter tends to, in most cases, there are exceptions, Procter tends to follow the direction and the flow of the market. So there's a lot of selling, but again, the selling is not on high volume. So this is something to if you're going to be day trading and you don't want to be gambling, what you want to be doing is looking for strong moves. And what I mean by that is you want to be looking for moves that have high volume, i.e., what I mean by that is that there's a lot of people trading the same stock for the same reason. And that gives you that self-fulfilling prophecy. So when you get the breakouts at key levels, you tend to find there's a lot more people will jump in and you'll get that follow through and the continuation at those key levels for the breakouts. And it makes those patterns a lot more reliable because there's a lot more people looking for exactly the same signals that you are. So you've a higher chance of it going in your favor. When it's low volume, the technicals become less relevant simply because, certainly on the lower time frames, become less relevant because you're more easily faked out. So just go follow the crowds, go where the volume is, and you're more likely to have a profitable day. No, unfortunately not, Alistair. Simply because, well, let's face it, soccer isn't as popular in the US as it is in Europe and South America and Asia and Africa and everywhere else in the world. We're trading the US market. So, and let's face it, it couldn't affect the market any more than what the market is right now. I mean, the market is terrible at the moment. It's so cold. I just wish we were back. The summer months, which is normally the quieter months, were fantastic for me. June, July, and August were fantastic. And then beginning of September, I went away, came back, and it's like, Tony, did you take the market with you and leave it somewhere? I'll have a look at that one on your super chip. Bearish. So this is, I'm looking at the daily. It's the, okay, let's look at it on a 15-minute chart. Let's see. Right, okay, so no, is this an acquisition or is what is this? This just popped up and then it's kind of flatlining. So let me have a quick look at this. This is 70% up. This looks like let me have a look at the catalyst on this. Why did this pop up? Elevate credit. Elevate Credit shares are trading higher after the company announced it will be acquired by Park Cities Asset Management. There you go. So I said, is this an acquisition? Just by looking at the chart and the pattern on the chart and the price action, I was able to determine that it was an acquisition. So basically, it's being acquired. So that's why it popped up the way it did and then just flatlined at that level. There's no trades there because it's being acquired. So that will be delisted as soon as it gets acquired off the stock market. So, you know. Now, how did I know that that was an acquisition without actually, before I looked into the fundamentals? Just practice. You get to spot the patterns, and what you'll find is there's a very similar pattern between an acquisition and a reverse stock split. So what you'll get is a similar pattern to this, but you'll have a gap. In a reverse stock split, this is an acquisition, so you get a lot of price action on the way up, and then in a reverse stock split usually takes place at the change in day, and there's just action here and then the gap up. So very similar kind of situation, but not to be confused between the two. That's yeah, it's just got a barcode now. Until all those shares are acquired in the regular market, probably take a couple of hours for all the shares to get bought up, and it'll just barcode in the meantime like that. Just seeing so much red on the scanners right now. Blink charging is the top of the momentum scanners, but it's actually red trying to make a move back up. So this is what may be a thing to do, is looking at the momentum scanners, looking for stocks that have sold off heavily for a reversal, and an indicator of that before we're getting in. There's no real gappers in terms of bullish gappers for a gap and go. But we might get the dip and rip on some of these sellers, you know. The gap down, you've got gap down, go down, which is like the gap and go, gap down, go down. You've got the dip and rip, so it's a gap down and then a rip up, a reversal. I don't mind trading. I don't mind trading reversals, providing that again you've got the volume to make it sustain. Reversals, you can get some really good bullish momentum on a stock that's heavily sold off, and that's really when you want to start looking at the more advanced technical indicators like the likes of the MACD or Bollinger Bands or the relative strength index, just for confirmation of where it's actually at in terms of the sell-off. There's nothing at the moment, Finger. I've got a zero watch list right now. There's just no volume on anything. That's, you know, in terms of anything worth trading, there's no volume. That the market, whilst it's downwards trending, it is kind of choppy and sideways as well at the same time. I'm not convinced about that. I mean, again, that we're just talking speculation, and the range is just so poor on this. So Ginkgo Bioworks is the company, DNA is the ticker, but the range is just so poor. So what are you hoping to take advantage of on this? If it does bounce, where's it going to go? That's my question. You want the volatility. It's not enough volatility on this. I mean, we're looking at an ATR of 1 cent. I'm saying it's almost barcoding. The ATR of 1 cent and a spread of 1 cent. So there's just no volatility, not enough volatility on that to trade it intraday. Maybe buy it and hold it if you like the company, but I wouldn't buy and hold Ginkgo Bioworks. I wouldn't buy any stock at $2. There's a reason why stocks are priced at $2 on the stock exchange, and it's usually because they're a garbage company. No, again, Mullen is one of the worst types of companies, from a Uh, 30 cents right now. It's looking quite bullish, and I've already covered Mullen a couple of times already, and I tend to cover this a lot. It's very popular on various social media channels, including Reddit, but it's a garbage company. There's a reason why it's 30 cents a share, but yes, it's about a billion shares in the float, and that in itself is an issue for me because that kind of limits the volatility that you're going to get. But it's 30 cents a share, so I'm looking for my sweet spot is kind of $5 to $35, $5 to $30, something like that. That's what I like to trade. That's my sweet spot. I have a floor of $3 that I don't like trading under, and I have a basement floor. So on the occasional I get the momentum and the volatility on something between $2 and $3, I might trade it, but I don't really like to. I intend not to, and I absolutely refuse to trade anything under $2. That's just me. That's just my strategy. Everybody you should define your own strategy, document it, write it down, pin it on the wall, and don't veer from it. If it's working out for you and profitable, just stick to it. But I won't trade Mullen Automotive or Mullen Motors. What I would like to see Mullen do is a reverse stock split, maybe a 50 to 1 or a 100 to 1, and it's got 500 million shares. Get it down to like 50 million, so a 10 to 1 stock split. 50 million will be a lot better, and that go up to $3 a share, and then it becomes something that we can trade, and you get a lot more people who want to trade it. It becomes a more valuable company, even though the value of the company hasn't changed. Yeah, there's so many people that are trying to pump it because they're holding bags. That's why they're. So if you go back a couple of years on Mullen Automotive, this moved up on a lot of social media hype, and it just isn't that great of a company. The best thing that could happen to Mullen Motors is it gets acquired by a larger automotive company, because it won't be able to compete with the big boys, and it doesn't have the name or the reputation of any of those big boys either, and quite frankly, it doesn't have the funding to compete with those either. So the best thing that could happen is it gets acquired for above market value. So, Finger, with regards to the volatility, in terms of what we're looking for, in terms of volume that you're looking for, I want to see something that's moving. So what I'm looking for is I want to get into a trade and know that I'm going to make at least 10 cents on that trade. If I take 5,000 shares, I want to know that I'm going to make $500 on that initial trade. That's what my kind of entry level is. I want to be taking a trade to make at least 10 cents on the move, 10 cents on the share. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of volatility. In order to do that, we need volume. Now, volume's kind of a little bit misleading because it's relative volume that's important. But I do have pre-market, it should be trading kind of 10,000 shares a minute. After the bell, we should be trading at least 100,000 shares a minute, ideally. But in terms of volatility, if we're looking at the ATR, if I want to make 10 cents on a particular stock, and it really want to be looking at an ATR of at least 5 cents in terms of volatility. So that way, it's going to take, on average, it's going to take me 2 candles. It's going to take me 2 minutes to get that 10 cent move. And then I can either take profits or exit the position for a profit or whatever the scenario may be. Ian, the Discord is private Discord for day trade with Tony students. So anybody that signs up for day trade with Tony gets access to the private Discord. It doesn't come out for just anybody. Want to keep I'm not saying you're riffraff, Ian, but I want to keep the riffraff out. We've had a few people that come onto the channels and start spouting nonsense that they're just trolls. And by having it gated, having the Discord gated, it means we keep the trolls out, and it's a productive community all that are wanting to. And you get a discount on the merch as well, Alistair. Yes. Although I agree with you on the shipping. The shipping's a bit extortionate. Although it just it guarantees that your coffee mug arrives. It's weight as well, but it guarantees your coffee mug arrives in a decent fashion. Mind you saying that, I was on one of my other jobs. I was selling, you know, the Samsung Buds, these yolks, and trying to mail those out. Tracked. Trying to mail those out, it's costing me €14 a pop. So a coffee mug, €13 for a coffee mug. It's heavier, so that makes sense. Good morning, Thomas. Yeah, Alexandra, you're probably right. These are decent stocks to be watching if you like those low price stocks, but they're below my floor, so below my basement floor as well. So I won't be watching. I won't be trading them, and I won't be watching them. I was watching Ardalix, but it just didn't sustain. It got over $2. It was testing $2.50, and then it sold off. So I'm going to remove that. No, there is nothing else. That's the thing, Alexandra. It's difficult to find anything to trade at the moment. We've got 10 minutes left before the bell. Now, we did get some momentum yesterday after the bell, and I went chasing it like an idiot. So when it's a day like today, it's a quiet day. Just wait for the setup. I'm going to switch my scanners over to gainers only, because these losers, no momentum to the downside either. No volume on the downside moves, and look at this momentum. All the downside, all the upside, all the gainers on the last on the momentum scanner here, they're all down on the day. They're just trying to make a comeback, but they're not doing a great job of it either. I mean, robbing the hood is 930, slightly down on the day. Just no volume. We're just lacking volume. Yeah. Can't trade this crap. So I'll do what I said yesterday I was going to do yesterday and sit on my hands. I'm not I want to see something moving, and then I'll wait for the first pullback instead of chasing the momentum. Yeah, absolutely. If you signed up for the course, you'll have the link in your welcome email. You'll have the link to the Discord there in the welcome email. Click and collect in Dublin. Look, I have to receive my merch first. The merch store only went live yesterday evening. So look, I'll be wearing my hoodie and drinking from my coffee mug and using my mouse pad as soon as it's delivered, which it should be in the next couple of weeks. So, well, hopefully by the end of next week. No problem at all, Ian. But that, and the good thing about the Discord as well, Ian, is we're active. Everybody's active all day on that as well. So when I finish the live stream here, doesn't mean I'm finished for the day. So I'm constantly engaged on the Discord as well. We've got a nice the watch list channel on the Discord is effectively our trading room. Everybody's active in there. Well, not everybody's. We've got a few lurkers that don't contribute a lot, but that's okay. You can lurk and watch. You don't have to contribute if you're not confident enough on what you're in terms of technical analysis or on the fundamentals. If you're not confident on what you're seeing on the market, you just watch everybody else that is. That's fine. Okay, so 5 minutes left. 5 minutes to the bell. Oh, 6 minutes. Yeah, well, of course. That's the most important advice there, Alistair. No, I didn't take options. I traded. I held stocks last night. I was thinking of trading options with it last night, but I didn't. I'm glad I didn't because. Well, actually, I say that it's down at 156 now, so I might have been okay. I think I was thinking about taking options at 162 with a strike of about 155. So I would have been not quite in the money, but I would have made some money by now. No, I just traded. I took 1,000 shares last night. Traded. I was holding some into the close, and when it dipped, I was short into the close. When it dipped, I took profits, and then when it popped back up again, I shorted 1,000 shares as it broke back below the VWAP. Held that overnight and got out for a scratch this morning. So it didn't actually that overnight trade didn't actually serve me. I should have held, because it would have been profitable now. Well, I'm probably, without taking a look at my portfolio now, because it's still heavily down. Most of my holding is long term. I keep a little bit for swings and options, but so I've got a little bit of cash with Interactive. I'd say a little bit of cash. It's a sizable amount, but by most people's standards. But most of my position is long term in my portfolio. Well, it's looking weak at the moment. I mean, it's breaking lows. Nvidia. Let's have a quick another look at Nvidia. It's so Dave's going to be happy. It's breaking lows down here at 156. But then again, so is the market. I mean, the SPY is down here breaking lows, tapping 390. So it's looking a little bit weak. I think we will get a bounce and retest the VWAP. So today, for me, if you're futures trading, VWAP fade is not a bad strategy to look for. So every time it comes up and tests the VWAP, potential for it to fade. But I'm not futures, so what do I know? I'm just a fat bloke on the internet. I'm not offering financial advice because I'm not a financial advisor. Tell you what I will do. I'll offer duck treat advice. And she's, yeah, you're licking your lips. You have to jump. You have to stand up for it. You have to jump. Okay, here we go. Up you come. Up you come. Want it? Want it? Want it? Up you come. Hey, good girl. Check out the merch store, Matt. You can get yourself a T-shirt with Miyako snoring on it. Oh yeah, you're on a T-shirt snoring away, hey? Yeah, I'll give you another one later. Oh, I've got that tickly spot. Tickly spot, yeah? Yeah, you're right about that, Dave. It's pumping right now. Nvidia. If you didn't take profits, you might be kicking yourself. I could put 158. We'll see. If it, you could be okay to short it again off the VWAP. I would say if this gets it to 158, that's not a bad 158.25 even. It's not a bad place to short it on the back of a tight risk at the VWAP. VWAP currently 34 cents, 158.34. So you give yourself a tight risk. If it breaks up above the VWAP, then you just cut it. So not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just basically thinking out loud how I would trade Nvidia to the short side if I was to short it now. Right, I'll change the scanners over. We've got 10 seconds left. Not even. Well, there's the sell-off. Yeah, it's the market can be illogical sometimes, Ed, and it can stay illogical longer than you can stay solvent. Just a hell of a lot of selling. I'm looking at AMC selling off, Jumia selling off. All right, let's see what can we see that's moving right now. LAX, not enough volume. Moving up, no. And that's to the downside. HCOM halted. Where's the volume? So this is America's Car Mart. Moving up. Big. Fossil Group. I've moved up to 530. Getting reasonable volume too, so we're going to pull back here. Leave my shirts alone, Alice. You're only jealous. They look better on me than you know they would on you, that's all. And by the way, I have invested in some better shirts. I've invested in some Trade with Tony merchandise. Right, I'm not seeing anything still worth actually getting into. Nvidia's very choppy. So if you didn't get in, didn't get out and take profits, I mean, it went all the way down to 156 at the open, and then all the way back up to 159. So you've got to be quick on the trigger there. The spreads are reasonable though. They're kind of anywhere between 10 and 20 cents, which at $150 stock's not bad. So we've got RLX Technology. I think this is a pharmaceutical company. I think this is a 156. So I just called this out on the YouTube, and this is trying to move up. It's like I say, it's below my floor, but there's not a lot else worth crowing about. Fossil. We're going to get a continued move up for Fossil. Or we're going to get KPRX. So Kiora Pharma. Oh, I've traded this before. Kiora Pharmaceutical. This can be quite volatile. I traded this back in the beginning of the month, if I'm not mistaken. This does have a history of making $3, $4, $5 moves. Let's see, we'll just take a quick position there. $0.10 spread on this. Just be wary if you're thinking about trading this. Just make sure you factor the spreads into the risk that you're willing to tolerate, because there's a 10-cent spread, about 5 to 10 cents at the minute. Oh, 15 cents right now. This is Kiora Pharmaceutical. It's the third biggest mover over $2 right now. Catalyst is that Kiora Pharmaceuticals doses first patient in Abacus phase 1b study evaluating KIO 301 for retinitis pigmentosa. Well, vision loss disorder, basically, is what that is. Begun a clinical trial. So clinical trials is not a bad catalyst. I want to see this moving up, not down, not back. $25. Right now, 9-cent spread. I'm down 20 cents on the ask. Looking for the move back up. This is the pullback. It's a reasonable catalyst. I'm not saying that the market will react reasonably to it, but it is a reasonable catalyst. We're not getting the parabolic movers that we want. In fact, this is just not looking as strong as I thought that catalyst would make it at all. I'm going to put a stop at the whole dollar. I want to see higher lows, higher highs. I'll just put a stop at the whole dollar for this. It's not really moving up the way I expected it to, or wanted it to, for that matter. Q rate. I'm just not getting those consecutive higher highs. This is one of the top momentum stocks. The fact that this is one of the top momentum stocks at the moment is speaking volumes, because we're just waiting for something to happen. Alibaba's just gone green on the day after having mixed earnings results. It's up at 78, it's testing $79. Yeah, I'll leave that there. There's nothing else there. So, AT for all you Star Wars fans. This is an IPO from last week. It's had 4 red days in a row, so it's bound to have a green day eventually. Must do, surely. It can't have 5 red days in a row, can it? Well, the answer is yes, it can. It's green at the moment, but no volume. AMC, up above the VWAP. Still not going green, but got the opening range formed, and we're testing the top of it. Just the range on AMC is like 5.5 cents, so realistically, probably not going to give you a lot back. No, we're just struggling right now here. Grab. In terms of volume, Grab holdings, hold off. Had a good pre-market yesterday and sold off hard at the open. Nvidia is right now back green on the day. It was up at 160s. Good. Between 10 and 20 cents spread on Nvidia, but that's looking nice and bullish right now. Alibaba's looking nice and bullish too. What's the spreads here? No, they're not bad. I know. 79.30. Looking for that one stock that's going to give me some money. Has anybody seen anything? What are you guys watching? Yeah, crypto is horrible right now. I mean, I would stay away from day trading crypto until the bull market comes back in. There's no point trying to trade crypto until the bull market starts. Take the rest off there. That's 1200 on Alibaba there. Quick scalp. Just got out for the break of the whole dollar there, the $80, so I'll wait for the next pullback for the next entry. Just figured there might be a bit of resistance there. That takes me back green after the KPRX debacle. So green on the day. What day is the bull market starting? Absolutely. Let me know, because I'll be watching. I'm not seeing anything that's really setting the world alight. And this pullback here could be interesting for a break of 80, break of the $half maybe. Nvidia moving back up. I have this 80-20 22. Okay, let's see what else is moving. ENSC. Low volume, but this is a low price stock. Usually what I like to trade, I'm kind of mixing it up with the mid caps and the low caps at the minute, but Incise Bioscience, we traded this a couple of times. I think we traded this, we didn't trade it yesterday, we should have done. When did we trade this? Monday, I think it was. Incise Bioscience. Not quite got the volume for it to be worth trading. I'm just going to get rid of some of the noise on here in terms of some volume filters. Now that we're in the open market, I want to be 150k and I want to be at least 1 million. There we go. That's got rid of a lot of the noise off the scanners. Now we can concentrate on the stocks that are actually moving. Like Baba on earnings today. Grab. Pinduoduo. Pinduoduo is probably moving in sympathy to Alibaba. About $80 as it could be another decent entry for Alibaba. Oh, realized is basically that's the trade done. That's the yeah. So what Alistair says, that's the money that's banked, and the trade's complete. Unrealized is the difference between I'm still in the trade, but it's the difference between my buy price and the current price. Okay, so Grab starting to make a move up. It went green on the day. Kind of thinking Alibaba is going to break out. Nice little flag there. So let's come back to Alibaba in a second. But Grab is up at 320s. So that's looking reasonably strong. I'll come back to that in a moment. But nice little flag here for an $80 breakout. Okay, so we got a fake breakout there, it looks like. We got in at 80.04, so the break of $80. We're looking for a continued break over $80. It just faked me out there. I got in as it broke $80. Still looking for the move back up. Yeah, we've got to take half of that off. Put a trailing stop in place. 10 cents. The remaining 2,500 shares. And $3,000. Happy days. So we're $2,000 up. That was a nice little trade. Back in. The break of 81. Again, 10-cent trail. We're in Alibaba. But now the 10-cent trails are a little bit too quick, too short. So we're 4,500 on Alibaba. So we're 3,200 up on the day. I'm just waiting for the next pullback. Alibaba's playing nice today. Exactly, Finger. That's exactly right. That's how much profit I've made. Looking for a pullback here. This is the pullback I was looking for. Jumia's moving up as well. We're gonna get a lot of Chinese stocks move up in sympathy to Alibaba. Alibaba tends to be a leading stock on those Chinese stocks. That's Chinese sector. So you can look for the likes of Pinduoduo, Bilibili, Neo even. I can see Bilibili on the scanners right now. A lot of these other Chinese stocks will be moving up in sympathy with Alibaba. So just if Alibaba's too expensive for you, look for the other Chinese stocks that are a little bit less expensive, and they'll be moving up in a similar fashion percentage-wise, and you can take advantage of the move there. I've got in for the break of the $0.25. It's still pulling back though, so maybe it was a little bit premature with that one. Stop there to stop it flushing down. 80, 90. 80, 78 is what I've got my stop in at. Yeah, I'm watching Jumia. I'm looking at Jumia Class 2. If you're on the YouTube, you can see I've got it on the smaller screen. At the bottom is Jumia, and that's up at 535 right now. Okay, so that's took off half my profits. I got stopped out there, but that's okay. We'll make more back. Got faked out on the move up. So yeah, I can switch across to Jumia because I had good earnings today. You see this. Got a flat top on Jumia. Bit of a flat top formation here at 540. Current high is 538. That's the high of session. Just broke a new high, so I'm looking for a move up to test the $0.50 at least. Yeah, Billy's trading in sympathy with Alibaba. Two-minute doji there on Jumia, so I'm thinking this is going to be pulling back. Might just get out of this. Give it 9 cents. I'll get out. If it breaks 530, I'll get out. We're stopping at 530. Gotta give it 9 cents. There we go, I got stopped out. So, look what you're gonna do. All pulling back now. So let's wait for something to start moving back up again. Easy come, easy go, as they say. I was 3K up, now I'm 300 up. So as long as they got green, stay green. That's the thing. SATX. What's going on here? Not great volume. I'm not going to trade that just because the volume's not there. Spreads 50, 1 cent right now, but it was 50 cents. So it's halted. It's just halted up. So the SATX halted up. Let's see what will we get as a resumption. Not seeing anything. Absolutely. Fugazi. Fairy dust. It's another difficult day trading, guys, because quite frankly, there's a lot of choppiness out there. But Jumia is following Alibaba, as is Billy. See, Billy's pulling back in the same sense as with Alibaba. The market's pulling back overall, so always bear in mind, and I would recommend that you always have a chart open with the wider market so you can actually see what's happening on the market. Because going back to the fundamental things, the wider market is a fundamental thing, so it's not just technicals. If the wider market's selling off, then it tends to impact market sentiment, and you'll get more likely a stock without any catalyst is going to follow the market. So just bear that in mind, guys. So again, a little bit of a fake out there. What scanner am I seeing Alibaba and Bilibili on? They had Alibaba had earnings today, so I've got that on my watch list. If you see that up here in the top left, I've got Alibaba on the watch list. It's not on the scanners because it's only moved 3%. It's only 3% up on the day. So Bilibili, I know Bilibili because it's one of the Chinese stocks that follows Alibaba. So that's not actually on the on the scanners because it's not moved up so much. Although I did see Bilibili on the momentum scanner a little while ago, but it's pulling all the way back now. Yeah, look, green's green. And we can, as long as there's a bit of volatility, enough volatility to make the money, we can get back in. Put it in mind. I'm in here with quite a significant equity position, like $400,000 worth of equity, but I'm not risking $400,000. Just putting that out there. Okay. Because even if it pulls back, the stock that I'm holding still holds value. Looking for the break of 81. We're up at 80.69, 80.71. This could sell off. Well, the overall market's trying to make a little bit of a bounce up, so we'll see what happens. Jumia pulled all the way back to the VWAP. Low of this on the 5 minutes is 80.20. This consolidation is really frustrating me now. You can be quiet, stop your grunting. Just going to lock in a little bit there. I'm not feeling that this is going to break. I'm going to put a 10-cent trailing stop in there because slightly above where I'm buying in. So it's a profitable trade, free trade, but I'm not feeling that this is going to break 81, which is what I was looking for. Oh, there it is. It did. Okay, so we got the breakout. I'll probably get stopped out. That's nice. Keep going. And we get 8. There we go. We got stopped out. So we're back up to 1700. So that was a nice, what was that, $1,500 trade? I wasn't feeling it, but it proved me right. That was just managing the risk because it wasn't showing the kind of momentum that that I wanted it to. I was just managing risk. Now we've got a high of day that I've got to watch here, which is kind of at 81.50. It is exactly 81.50, the high of day. So it got rejected at 81.50. You've got a double top formation right now, so it needs to break 81.50. You don't want to be getting in before just before the resistance, 81, the $half resistance. It's where we got rejected before, and it can quite. The market has a memory. There's something. There is something called market memory, and if you spot these areas of support and resistance, then you can usually take advantage of the market memory, both in terms of exit indicators or reversal indicators or whatever. This getting rejected up there at the $half. Jumia didn't bounce on the VWAP. I expected Jumia might have bounced on the VWAP, but it didn't. Bath and Body Works just selling off hard. So Kiora is Kiora came back. Got out of Kiora at what did we trade Kiora at? 695 is where we got it. It would have been here. Let's pull back. Okay. 90. There's a bit of support at 690. Is there anything moving, guys? I can't see anything on the scanners. Yellow. Oh, here we go. Baba might be breaking that $half. Are we going to break the $half this time? Maybe. Yeah, with a bit of volume too. Oh, that was a crap fill. Effectively 82. It needs to break 82 now for me to have this 40-cent loss on that. It's okay. I'm going to add for the move up to 82. $half should act as a bit of support, hopefully. Terrible fill. Terrible fill, Tony. Okay. And we break 82. there's the doji. Got a whole dollar resistance here. Just tapping 82, rejected again. There we go. $82.50. Just take that off. I need to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a second. Bye, break. Oh, so I've not missed anything. Okay, so 2,000 in green. We made $2,000 today so far. A few reversal indicators there that are saying there's going to be a pullback. So I'm kind of thinking maybe pull back to the $half level or another move back up. What else is moving? DLO. It's got some momentum. Sold off hard yesterday, but look at that. This is halted. Oh, it's halted. Nobody mentioned that the DLO had halted. D local. When did this halt? 10:07. 5 minutes. And 12. So this should resume in about 30 seconds. Let's see. I'm looking at a gap down by the looks of it. This is looking like it might gap down slightly. So when you get involved in a hold, sometimes it gaps up, sometimes it gaps down, sometimes it resumes level. But this is looking like, based on the, this is looking like it might gap down slightly. Let's see. Yes, slight gap down, then the move up. About 6 cents gap down, so it wasn't a big gap down. What are we doing, guys? Is there anything that you are watching that is of particular interest? I did say, so this is pulled back all the way to the VWAP. So the high of this candle here is 10.14. And it's breaking below the VWAP, so that's gone for now. So I'll go back to Baba. I did say I was getting reversal signals there. We got them pulled back to the $half, which it did, and then it's bounced back up again. So we're back in play. Let's get over that $0.50. What I'm looking for. 41 on the ask. Looking for 51. $42 on the ask. We touched 42 on the ask. We've got current I have day 49. There we go. Lock in half of that, and I'm going to put a 20-cent trailing stop in place now. Oh, happy days. Let's ride that up. So we're back up to 4,500 on Alibaba. We've got a wider stop now because I've kept getting stopped out with a 10-cent trail. Now, if it breaks 83, I might add back at the next pullback. KPRX is up at 714s, so it's not really doing much. But $7 on that $7 range, we just got stopped out. So we're back up. So we need 1,100 to reach the goal today. So we're 3,900 on profit today. TSM also moving up nicely. This is Taiwan Semiconductor. This is moving up very nicely today as well. Pretty much in line with Alibaba. So whether this is in sympathy, I think it probably is. One of those Chinese stocks, and Alibaba's moving, pulling back a little bit. So $3,900 profit today so far. And this is based on the back of it's not a great market to be trading at the moment. So kind of got rejected at 83 previously, so we could get a pullback to 82.50 if we don't break 83. Right, what else is moving? IQ. That's moving up nice. Again, this is another one of those Chinese stocks. This is at much lower price, 291. So you've got to understand when Alibaba and the likes have a good day. Alibaba is on the scanners now, but when Alibaba has a good day, other Chinese stocks follow suit. It is a leader on that front. Jumia trying to break the VWAP now. So Jumia trying to get back above the VWAP. But just be careful, guys, because if you don't see it, right now I'm seeing a very bearish pattern, a sell-off pattern. This is looking like it might move back up, but I would exercise extreme caution here because you've got one shoulder there, huge head, and another shoulder here. These typically head and shoulders patterns typically break downwards. So just bear that in mind if you're thinking of trading Jumia right now. This is a possible head and shoulders formation, and that would typically break downwards. So just be careful. Alibaba breaking highs and missed it, but that's okay. The volume's still good. The range is still 40 cents, so not quite breaking $83, which is what I'm waiting for. Did pull back to the $0.50 before moving back up. But I'm in there at 83.10. Again, I'm looking for nice move up. maybe half dollar, 83.50. Struggling up at 83.20 right now. It's a hold at 83. Sorry, King Yao, I'm not sure what you're asking there. When's the pullback before New York time? I don't know what you mean by that. This is a significant pullback here. We had support at the half dollar previously. I'm looking for that again. It's got bought right back up. Back up. Lock in another 200 bucks. And then set a 20 cent trail. So what I'm not sure what the question is, King Yao. I got stopped out on the pullback there, 20 cent pullback, but we're $400 away from goal today, guys. So we're having a decent day. We're having a good day. Thanks to Mr. Barber here. It pulls back to 83 and then looks to make a move back up. I will buy the dip if it's looking bullish. Just bought it. No, I didn't. Hotkeys didn't work there. That's the wrong button. So I'm just looking for the move up to the half dollar now. $29 on the ask, 31, 33. I've tried to time it. Never mind. I'm $60 away. And my ACD. My OCD will not let me leave with just $60 remaining on my today's goal. Well, I'm not just trading the 1 minute chart, Uncle Jack. Like I've said already, you can see the 1 minute chart on TikTok, but I'm also got the 2, 5, 60 and daily open on this particular ticker at any one time. So whilst I'm watching for any kind of signs of exhaustion or reversal indicators on the 1 minute, I'm doing the same on the 2 and 5 as well. And I will try to time that to get out at the top, and I just missed it. Looking for the half dollar, but hey, look, I think we might be getting a little bit exhausted, a little bit extended up here, so I'm going to move on from Alibaba. I just need $60 from somewhere else, and we'll be done for the day. KPRX hasn't moved. It's just sideways. Underneath the VWAP sideways, doing nothing. Nvidia, so Jumia. So these are what I've traded already today. So sort of my accuracy is a bit crap today because of the three stocks. I mean, Nvidia was a swing from last night. Of the three stocks, it's a 2-to-1. But you only need one stock. Just put that out there. You only need the one stock. Macey's. Macey's is looking strong as well. It's kind of pulling back a little bit. We seem to be over the top of it needs to get over 2020. Really, Macey's. Otherwise, we might be a little bit extended over the top end. You don't want to be getting in on the back end of the move. That's the thing, because that's going to get you into trouble. So we're really 83.50 on Baba. Well, I'm gonna get this $60. I will finish ahead of goal. All right, okay. So there's a pullback in between London Open and New York City Open. I'm not sure what you mean there, King. I'm sorry. But let's have a look at TSM. I didn't trade TSM earlier, but it's moving up, breaking highs. Again, we want it to break. Yes. And that's how you make $5,000 a day. So I just put a quick 10-cent trailing stop on this, and then I'm done for the day. So there you go, 5,140. It's only take me an hour, but $5,000 an hour is great. $5,000 a day is great. But there you go. There we go. If you want to learn what I do, let's nip across to before I wrap this up. And you can see, if you're on TikTok, if you're on Twitch, there's a little link there that says the link tree, the TikTok trader. That's my link tree. By all means, go and check it out. This is what it looks like when you go to it, and I'll just put this on TikTok. This is what my link tree looks like. And if you're on YouTube, these links are all in the description. So, by the way, guys, the Trade with Tony merch is available, so you can actually check this out. You've got hoodies, we've got cups, t-shirts, and the Miyako there snoozing on your t-shirt while you trade. Got baseball shirts, which is really nice. I've got a wine cooler. Check this out. This is just some of the merch that you can get. Go check that out. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there with the slogans you hear me calling out every day. If you want to learn how to trade, get on this Day Trade with Tony course. I'm not guaranteeing you profitability. What I will teach you is the principles of how to trade. All the principles that I use on a daily basis to be profitable, you can learn them from me. The Introduction to Trading lecture is free and available to watch on YouTube today for free if you want to watch that. But this is the full syllabus. There's over 20 hours of lecture material, and there is a whole library of reading material, best-selling reading material, all included in the course, including swing trading as well, all for the bargain basement price of $150 a month. Check that out. If you want to learn how to find stocks, if you want to be able to find stocks to trade that are moving the way that I've done today, as they're moving, as they're ready to break out, to be fair, today wasn't a great day to be saying that because there wasn't a lot of stocks to trade. Check out Benzinga. This is Benzinga. You get in there, you can start for free. 14 days for free. What does Benzinga look like? I'll give you a quick tour of my Benzinga platform as I've got it set up. This is my Benzinga platform. This is what Benzinga looks like that I'm looking at from every day. So I've got my real-time scanner here, which is telling me in real time what's moving, when it's moving, by how much. I've got the change over the last 60 minutes, over the session, over the last 30 minutes, over the 15 minutes. I can even go down as low as 5 minutes or whatever. So I can take that and that tells me what's moving. Here I've got my signals, tells you when the stocks are spiking up, when there's volatility halts, day high series, etc. I've got my news, and these are the scanners that I'm using. So this is my gap scanner, or it tells me what's moved up based on yesterday's closing price. This is based on the last 15 minutes. So this is my momentum scanner. Benzinga is fantastic, guys. If you're not using Benzinga, get on it. It's absolutely worth its weight in gold. And if you are going to get on it, don't pay full price, whatever you do. I don't like paying full price for anything, but don't pay full price. Use my discount code here. It's listed here on the link tree. It's listed in the description there on YouTube. But it's DTWT. So Day Trade with Tony 35, DTWT 35. That'll get you 35% off whichever package you do decide to go for. But before you do, go and check it out for free for 14 days for nothing. You don't even need a credit card number or anything like that. Just check it out for free for 14 days. All of my trades I log and analyze in TraderView as well. So if you're not doing that, do it at least on an Excel spreadsheet. You need to be able to review your trades if you're going to be able to improve your trading. And now, what does TraderView look like? So this is TraderView. Let's look at the reports right now. So from a calendar perspective, you can see yesterday wasn't a good day for me. I lost $9,000. But I made 7,000 the day before, so I'm green on the week. I'm definitely green on the week after today. But if I look at the detailed reports across November, right now, as of before today, I was averaging $1,700 daily gain, which is not great for me. My daily goal is 5,000. If I look at what I'm doing for the year, I'm already over $1 million gross on the year. And as of yesterday, so today we'll bring this back up. As of yesterday, I dropped below $5,000 for the first time in a long time. So I need to get back on track, and today's a good day to start that. So I'm back over goal today, and this will bring my average back up above $5,000. So well, it should bring my average back up above $5,000. So yeah, that's TraderView. If you're wondering and asking what am I trading on, what's the platform I trade on, it's Dash Trader. So that's the platform, that's the software. And I'm going to finish up now, and I'm going to be taking the dog for a walk. I'll come back a little bit later for those of you that are in the Day Trade with Tony community, on the Day Trade with Tony Discord, which is part of, you get access to the Discord as a Day Trade with Tony student. I'll be back at it a little bit later today, and I'll be back in about an hour. Well, I'll take the dog for a walk, get a bit of fresh air, and then I'll be back at it a little bit later, in about, as I say, in about an hour. Okay, so in the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll be back at it. I might do a power hour stream later, so stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe and you've got a notification bell on YouTube, and you'll get notified if I'm doing a power hour stream. If you're just looking to watch and join me on TikTok, make sure that you're following me. And if I am doing a power hour, just check at 8 p.m. UK or Irish time, or 3 p.m. in the US. just check on TikTok. I may be doing a power hour. I'll log in just before power hour. If I'm doing a power hour stream, I'm not guaranteeing, but I may do a power hour stream later. So let's see what happens, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget to check out the merch store and get your I Trade with Tony merch. And I'll see you either later for power hour or 2 hours before the market opens tomorrow. Take care, guys, and we'll do it all again tomorrow.